This is an updated video with newly provided information to compare the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 head-to-head. There is a new generation upon us. The Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are competing to be your next generation experience, but which is better for you? On the left side, we have the Xbox One priced at $499 US, while on the right side, the PlayStation 4 costs only $399. In this video, we will be comparing the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One head-to-head with the most updated information. The most up-to-date. So please, stay tuned. GPU. The Xbox One and PlayStation 4 will feature next-generation gaming experience, which includes better visuals. There isn't much known about the GPU of the two systems, but we'll go over the common knowledge. The Xbox One's GPU clock will run at 853 MHz, while the PlayStation 4 is rumored to run at 800 MHz. It is still a little iffy whether or not this is confirmed, but it's believed that the Xbox One's GPU has 12 compute units, giving the graphics core around 1.2 to 1.3 teraflops. PS4 is believed to have 18 compute units, giving the confirmed graphics core of 1.84 teraflops. RAM. Something many gamers are worrying about is the system RAM built into the new consoles. Both systems will be sharing the RAM between the CPU and GPU. Both Xbox One and PlayStation 4 will have 8GB of RAM. The main difference between the two consoles' memory is that they have different memory types. The PS4 has GDDR5 memory, which favors graphics processing tasks, which is ultra-fast memory bandwidth. The Xbox One uses DDR3 memory, which is favored by CPU-intense tasks with its extremely low latency. The Xbox One's memory runs at 2133 MHz with a maximum theoretical speed of 68.3 GB per second. The PlayStation 4's memory runs at 5500 MHz with a maximum theoretical speed of 176 GB per second. In comparison, the PlayStation 4's memory looks much faster, but Xbox One has a trick up its sleeve. The system comes with 32 MB of embedded static RAM. The memory runs at a lightning speed of 192 GB per second. The advantage of this type of architecture is that Xbox One would benefit from the low latency of DDR3 memory and have ESRAM back it up whenever developers need that ultra-fast memory bandwidth. But which is better? Well, games will likely take advantage of the faster bandwidth of the GDDR5 memory in the PS4, but we will not know how games really perform because the GPU aspect of it is also a factor, and Xbox One will have DirectX 11.1, while PS4 will use OpenGL, so there's many factors to worry about. Game DVR. Both Xbox One and PlayStation 4 will support game DVR. Xbox One records gameplay at 1280 by 720 at 30 frames per second with an unconfirmed bitrate. It will record the last 5 minutes of offline gameplay, but only supports the last 30 seconds of online gameplay. The PS4 is believed to support up to the last 15 minutes of gameplay. Now the resolution, frame rate, and bitrate is unconfirmed on the PlayStation 4. On Xbox One, you will need to have Xbox Gold to receive this benefit, while on PS4 it's free for everybody. Storage. Both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One will come built in with a 500GB hard drive. On the PlayStation 4, the hard drive will be user accessible, which isn't the case on Xbox One. Microsoft has confirmed it will allow you to expand your storage via USB. External recording. Xbox One allows HDMI capture cards to capture gameplay footage of the system, although HDCP will be enforced while watching movies or TV shows. Sony will enforce HDCP into their system as well, but it is unconfirmed whether or not this applies to gameplay footage as well. Resolution. Xbox One and PlayStation 4 will support 1080p as well as 4K resolution. Supposedly, the PlayStation 4 will not support 4K in-game, but Microsoft has confirmed they will allow developers to program in 4K. But this does not really matter that much because, well, you're not really going to get anything besides 4K through movies or TV shows, because the hardware is likely not going to be able to render real-time graphics at a 4K resolution unless it's maybe a game like Angry Birds. Both devices will still be able to watch movies in 4K. Online. Xbox Live has been beefed up with Microsoft Azure, claiming that 300,000 servers will be backing up Xbox Live for Xbox One. If you watched the reveal or their E3 2013 briefing, then you have become familiar with the term cloud. Xbox Live boasts cloud assistants like AI from Forza Motorsport 5. With the cloud, games like Titanfall and Halo will be getting dedicated servers. because now it's finally cost effective. Before, many games like Halo and Call of Duty would use peer-to-peer connections, which is not as good. Cross-game chat will be improved on Xbox One with built-in Skype and the higher transfer rate supported on the new Xbox One headset. Xbox Live will continue to cost $59.99 a year, and if you have one gold account on a system, you may share your gold benefits with any free member on your console. PlayStation 4 will be beefed up with Gaikai. PS4 will require PlayStation Plus for online gameplay, which is $49.99 a year, and offers 1 to 2 free games a month. Sony has partnered with Gaikai, like I said before, to strengthen their service, giving their network cloud support. Sony will support cross-game chat on the PS4, which will be free to users. Game access. Xbox One and PlayStation 4 will not only support disc-based games, but digital Day 1 titles as well. They will both support used games like Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 do today. On your Xbox One, you will need to establish a connection to the internet only once when you're setting up your system for the very first time. On PlayStation 4, you will need to establish a connection to the internet. Never. Xbox One disc-based games will automatically install the hard drive in the background as you play the game. Xbox One games, since they've always installed the hard drive, will allow players to experience better performance and faster loading times. Sony was a little confusing when releasing their message, but PS4 will download chunks of the disc-based game to your hard drive as you play. It is unsure whether they were talking about hard drive caching or background disk installs. On both platforms, digital titles will allow you to start playing the game before you even finish completing downloading it. Both PS4 and Xbox One will support Blu-ray. Controller. Xbox One uses wireless technology called Wi-Fi Direct. The controller supports a maximum transfer rate of 250 megabits per second. The PS4 controller uses Bluetooth V2.1 plus EDR, and that has a maximum transfer rate of only 2.1 megabits per second. The Xbox One controller is over 100 times faster than the PS4 controller in terms of transfer rates. AV support. Both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One will not support analog output. Gamers using a standard definition television will not be able to upgrade to the next gen until they buy an HDMI supported television with HDCP compatibility. Composite as video and component cables will be a thing of the past. In the box. This is a little different this time around for the Xbox One. With the Xbox One, you get one controller. This is new. Now you get a headset. You still get the 500GB console, and you get the Kinect sensor. The sensor will provide a microphone array with better noise cancellation, a crystal clear 1080p camera, and a next generation controller free gaming experience. Not only does the sensor have the option to be turned off now, but you can now have the option to unplug the sensor without the system shutting off on you. PlayStation 4 comes with one controller, a 500GB console, and a mono wired headset. Overview. Last time I took your guys' feedback and I tried to make this video much better and even more unbiased. I realized previously I didn't do the best job trying to keep an unbiased comparison unadulterated. So this time around, I made sure I did better and provided more information about both systems. Now, whether or not you hear bad things about your preferred system, that does not mean I'm biased. I'm sorry. But I tried my best, and everybody is biased, but I did the best I could. I really hope this information helped you decide what the future of gaming will be like for you. Are you going to upgrade to a next-gen console? If so, what have you chose? Thank you for supporting my attempt of an unbiased video comparison of the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. For more great content, please stay in touch with Global Gaming 101.